Hey guys, Floss and Found here. I'm Megan.
I'm Sunshine.
And we're here to make another video. It's been about 2 weeks since our last video.
Yes.
It's been 2 weeks since my last confession. That's what we used to joke about all the time because we would say since our last update or whatever. Yeah. I always felt like you were like confessing how long it had been. Guys, funny. It has been a calamity of errors to start this video. I will not lie, this is our second video. I have borrowed a child. We're going swimming later, and I felt awkward doing videos in the kitchen, and it's way too hot to go outside and do a video. Georgia went from from pollen season,
yes,
to somewhat pleasant, to the 8th ring of Hades.
Yes.
It's not necessarily the heat; it's the humidity. It's a dry heat. What?
It's not a dry heat. It's
not being sarcastic.
No.
That's what I'm saying. At least it's a dry heat. It's a wet heat.
Okay,
you drink the air.
Yes.
Like it's smothering.
Humidity is an awful thing, especially for hair.
Especially curly hair.
Yes.
We would start the video, my hair would be here, and then as I would grow. But so we're in my stitch room, and then it was fun trying to figure out what angle to go because we do have 2 recliners here, but then our heads were like this big.
Oh gosh, your head.
And we finally set up this way. The lighting was interesting. Like I said, I borrowed a child, so I last night when I realized they were in bed, I may have removed a garment. Well, as I moved my light this afternoon, attached to the cord was said garment. She rolled laughing because it was there it was.
Yeah.
But we finally got
you get a show at Megan's house. So. Not really.
We finally got set up and we recorded a video and it felt so awkward. So now we're start number 2. So first and foremost,
Go ahead.
First and foremost, we're gonna start a salve together, and you guys are welcome to join along if you would like. This is by SammyJStitches. Would you like to do your effects that you did last time?
Yes.
Your zoom in and twirling effects that you were doing.
Yeah.
It is by SammyJStitch. It is a free pattern. When it was originally released, she released the border, and then she released 1 square every day. I will not be stitching 1 square every day. We have decided that we're going to stitch on this together when we do these videos.
I probably won't do a square a month.
Probably not. She has the pattern so that you can do the color background or leave the background blank so that you can see your fabric. We are both stitching this on 18 count Zweigart Stormy Clouds. Zweigart. What do you think I said earlier?
I thought you said Y-dart.
Y-dart. And the called for DNC. This is again through SammyJStitches, and it is a free pattern. And she does have her Ko-fi if you want to get the pattern and make a donation to her as a thank you for making the pattern. She has a lot of patterns there, and she even has some bonus squares if you want to change out some of these squares. She's got Sally's cat. Where are they? Sally's cat, the creature under the stairs, the Cyclops, and the Easter Bunny. If you wanted to change any of these out for those. So I think we're going to plan for an August start. I don't know the exact date. We'll get that closer to time. I'm sure we'll do a video before August.
It looks like Homer Simpson from over here. I don't know, just...
Okay, anyway. That looks like a creepy Mickey Mouse.
Yes, it does.
I may put the Cyclops because I recognize him more than... Anyway.
I like Sally's cat.
Yeah, me too. We'll see. I'm going to definitely do the well-known ones, but then some of these I don't recognize. I may change out for one of those. But I'm sure we'll do a video before we officially start this. Maybe we can try to do it on a Wednesday that we do the video and we could start it on a video. That works. But if you want to join along, let us know below, and then we will let you guys know the definite date a little sooner. A little closer to the time, rather.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to be stitching on my Quaker Alice. Where's my pen? Sorry. Hang on. I've got your questions. Your quiz. My Quaker Alice.
Down? Oh, okay.
By RETM. I will insert what it will look like when it's finished here. I insert a picture. So that way that's a key.
Oh,
a cue for me
gotcha.
into the picture. And what are you working on?
See my whip. See my nay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Hold it still.
Oh, sorry. I'm not used to this.
So she's still working on Sunshine. I cannot say it.
Sunshine mixed with a little hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And I have finished the words, and I'm working on a pedal.
Oh, what? Wow, you
What?
unfrogged that earlier and re-stitched it since I made them food.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm impressed. That was quick.
Trying to do something.
That was quick. And this will be, when we start this project, this will be her second project and her first time on 18 count. She's learning the love and hate of 14 count, and it's easier to see, but then it's also easier to see your stitches. So it's a little less forgiving in this.
I wouldn't say it's easier to see, but I need glasses though. New glasses. I mean, I've got glasses obviously, but I need new ones.
Okay, so you want to jump right into the tag, or do you want to discuss what we've been doing since our last video?
Well, we can talk about our vacations a little bit, I guess, and then I'll answer your questions.
My interview questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I went on a ladies' vacation or a girls' trip, whatever, to Orange Beach, and we stayed for 5 days. It was fun. My best friend came up with a bingo game of like different things that we had to do while we are, well, you don't have to do them, but just different things you could do and mark off the bingo card. And one of my things was swimming in deep water, like over my head. And I've never done that in the ocean before because I'm really scared of the ocean. I almost drowned in the ocean when I was a kid. But anyways, that's another story for another time. So usually when I'm getting in the ocean, I only go in about waist deep, and that's about it. But I actually got out in there and, well, I wouldn't call it swimming. I mean, I swam out to a deep part. I dunked under all the way, touched the bottom, got back up, and swam back to the beach.
So did y'all do that? Because you said it was when you had rented out the tiki boat.
Yes, there was a tiki boat that we did. Basically, it's just a boat, but it's made up to look like a tiki bar. There's, no alcohol served on it unless you bring your own. But they offer either a 1.5 hour tour or a 3 hour tour. A 3 hour tour. But we made it back. As you, obviously, I'm here.
It's good.
But
calling you Gilligan.
Yeah. Anyways, but it was a fun trip, and also I'm pretty sure we saw a manatee one day when we were on the beach. There was like a large creature swimming down, past where the people were, but it was actually kind of close to some of the people because I don't know, some people are crazy and get way out there. I'm not one of those people, but like a lot of people thought it was a shark at first, but there was no fin, and then it finally brought its nose up out of the water, so I'm pretty sure it was a sea cow or a manatee. But fun fact, manatees apparently during the warm months of the year, they stay around the beach, but during the colder months of the year, they go inward to like the springs and stuff of Florida.
You think the springs would be cooler in the winter? That's weird.
Well, I don't know. Apparently they stay like 72 degrees year round, which is what manatees prefer. And I only know that because a friend of mine that I work with went to one of those springs recently and tried to swim with some manatees, but there weren't any there. Or I think she saw the nose of one of them, but that was about it.
See, that's like one of my dreams, is to go swim with manatees.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Manatees.
Because they seem like sweet creatures.
They're huge and slow, and for some reason I just think of them just being, I don't know, Not bright. I don't know why.
Not bright.
I don't know why that's an assumption. I have no reason to not think that. I mean, they've lived for how many years? Apparently
I
they've...
don't know. They live a long time, I think. I don't know. I don't know much else
But
about
like,
manatees.
were all of y'all's bingo cards the same?
No, well, I mean, they all had the same stuff on them, but it was just rearranged in different squares on each of the pages. So, anyways, I don't know who actually won. We didn't pay that much attention, but
Were they all things like to get out of your comfort zone, or were some of them like basic, like build a sandcastle, like, you know?
Well, I guess it was mostly to get out of our comfort zone, because one of the things was to sing in public, which we pretty much did that.
That's not you out of your comfort zone, though.
Well, no, I mean, I don't.
You'll do karaoke anywhere.
I'm terrible at singing, but
I'm terrible and I get embarrassed.
And a little liquid courage goes a long way sometimes. But I actually was not drinking when we sang, so nothing but water anyway. But also dance in public, which I did that. And you know I love to dance.
You do love to dance.
So, yeah. And then, one thing was
to... the Coyote Ugly.
I didn't do the Coyote Ugly. No, did not do that. It's been a really long time since I've done anything like that. But let's see. One thing was eat a food that you've never eaten before. So I did that.
What was your food?
Well, it was actually this pie that I saw on a Facebook recipe. It was like you mix Cool Whip and then you melt down 2 giant Hershey's chocolate bars and mix those together and then pour it in a graham cracker crust. And then, like,
really good.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what would be really good?
What?
To do a graham cracker crust, melt down marshmallow fluff in Hershey's. And make it like a s'more pie.
Yeah, that would be good too. But yeah, this was Cool Whip, Hershey's, mix it together, let it chill in the fridge for a little while, and then...
Now I'm going to have to make the s'more pie.
Yeah, no, sounds good. Invite me over when you do.
And, so, because y'all did that at the room, right? You said y'all each prepared a meal?
We, each night, one of us prepared a meal instead of going out to eat, because everything is so expensive when you go to the beach. So there was one night we had basically tacos. And then there was another night we had Italian type food. It was pasta and shrimp and yeah, it was really good.
Did y'all get fresh shrimp?
Yes.
We always go and
delicious.
My picky kid loves crab legs.
That's
right.
Okay.
So when we go to the beach, I usually take my Instapot and we get fresh crab legs. I say fresh. I don't know how fresh they are because we don't catch.
They're fresh for there,
but you know, they're fresher than what you would get here.
Exactly. Yes.
And we take them back to the room and I cook, or the condo or whatever, and cook them in the Instapot because it's a lot cheaper to feed 3 people crab legs from the market than it is in the restaurant. And so we always usually have crab legs at least once back in the, I hate to say the room, but we always get a condo that's got a full kitchen.
Yeah, that's what we did, get a condo.
We did 2 small trips. We went to Helen, Tubin, and which is 2.5, 3 hours away from here. Mm-hmm. And we did a picnic after that, and then we ate at this restaurant called Big Daddy's, I think. Was it Big Daddy's? It's like a they have live that night they had live music and we sat outside and it was a lot of fun. I thought of you. They played
Sweet Home Alabama.
Well, they played that and they also played I've Got Sunshine.
Oh, I'm glad how did you?
Yes. And as soon as I was like, oh yes, that's the name of it.
Yes.
I was like, oh, people's song.
Yes, because my childhood crush sang that to me one time. My movie star childhood crush. Sorry. Anyways, that was at Dragon Con. I think I might have mentioned that last video, but I can't remember.
I know you mentioned that to me. I don't know if you mentioned on the video. But,
well, anyway.
But in the end, that was a lot of fun. I mean, it's the same thing all the time. Just when you go tubing in Helen, it's a river, but I think the deepest it gets is maybe chest high. And it was gonna be myself, Scott, Connor, and then Scott's friend and his mom and dad. Well, the dad couldn't go because of work, so it was gonna be his mom and the friend and his mom. Well, then it ended up being all said and done, myself, Scott, and this other mom, and 7 kids.
Wow.
The 7 kids, 2 of them have already graduated high school and 2 of them are seniors. But then I had the 3 that were under 15 in my car. The older kids were amazing with the younger kids. Like,
That's
even
good.
though there was a big age gap, it was amazing the way the older kids are a very mature older kid. And, like, they were super nice, just hanging out, looking at, like, it was more like we had adults, like, because they were looking out for them and that kind of thing.
That's good.
And, in fact, when we were going to go out to eat, we were going to let the older kids go out to eat, and we were going to have the younger boys fishing, while the older kids kind of went out and got to do their thing, because it was, I don't want to say it was a bar, but it kind of had a bar atmosphere to it, you know, because of the live music.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, you know, a bar, but, you know, like,
Gotcha.
you know, it wasn't like a club by any means. It was a family safe, whatever. But then they went to go eat, and the older kids were like, wait, we wanted to go with the boys. We wanted them to come listen to the music too. We'll go fishing first. And we're like, oh, okay, that's not normal for 18-year-olds to want. So
Nice.
that's what we did. And we sat outside, and we were rolling because, like, it was a bunch of older people that were sitting outside.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one dude. He had the liquid courage going on. We were all drinking water. We, like, 10 of us went through a whole 30 pack of water that day. We drank a whole case and a half of water. It was so hot. But he was not drinking water. And his wife was not dancing with him, so he would dance with whoever would dance with him, and she didn't care. Like, she was laughing and smiling, like, she was fine with it. She just wasn't dancing. And he had moves, though. Like, we were laughing. I'm not laughing at him, but, like, laughing with. Like, it was enjoyable to watch, because he wasn't making a fool of himself. He wasn't being obnoxious, but you could tell that he was going to feel that tomorrow. At the same time, you're like, oh, dude, you're going to regret this tomorrow. But he was having fun. He was dancing. And, you know, I was like, come on, Connor, come dance with me. And he's like, no. And we were trying to get the daughter and her boyfriend to go slow dance. And they're like, no. Like, you know, you'd have thought you would ask. I was like, you're never going to see these people again. Like, go have fun. Exactly. Yeah, no, they wouldn't. But then we ended up going, last week while you were at the beach, we ended up in Pigeon Forge or Sevierville at a little small, we call it a water park. It's not really a water park like you would think of, like Whitewater. They've got 2 indoor slides and 2 outdoor slides, and then like a lazy river, and then like a few hot tubs and pools and stuff to swim in. And they've got other things, like they've got these where you can bake s'mores, and they have activities and stuff. So they do movies. So we went to that with me, Connor, Scott. I counted myself twice. My personality is probably annoying enough to count myself twice. And then my coworker and her son. And we went up the first night without her, and then she came in the second day. And I had a lot of fun. Just swimming, a lot of swimming. We didn't leave the resort. It had a full kitchen. They call it a resort to make it sound all fancy. It's not. It's just condos.
It ain't fancy.
Yeah, fancy. But it's Eastern Tennessee fancy.
Okay. Well, there you go.
But we cause it's got a full kitchen too. I think we ordered pizza out one night, but other than that, like, we cooked sandwiches, peanut butter, jelly, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Chicken fingers, you know. And I had a lot of fun with that, except the second night my Venmo card got hacked. Because not the account itself, just the card. I used it. We were using it in order to keep up with what we were spending on the child. Not that we cared, but the mom was very adamant that she wanted to pay us back for everything that we spent. So I was using the card where I could keep up with how much there was. And I never keep money in my Venmo account. Like, as soon as money comes in, I transfer it over.
Yeah.
Or either I use it to pay and it goes directly out. Never keep money in my Venmo account. And she had sent me some money for the groceries. And I was like, you know what? I went to move it over. And I said, no, because I'm out of town. They may lock down my card. Just in case, at least I'll have this. So the next day, she went to pay me for the pizza, and I was like, "Oh, I need to move that money over."
Mm-hmm. It wasn't there.
And so I called, and I said, "Hey, this is fraudulent." And they're like, "Yeah, it's still pending. I can tell that you weren't in Georgia, and then California, and then Texas within like 12 hours of time, and like literally, they were all at the exact same 1:06 p.m., 1:06 p.m., 1:06 p.m." And you know. It's obvious. I'm going to block the card. They shouldn't go through because they're still pending. Well, they went through. So then I called and talked to the next gentleman. He said, oh, don't worry. It's obvious. We'll refund it because da-da-da-da-da. It's obvious it's not you. Then I got a message saying, no, it was you. They're not fraudulent. So I've got an appeal out. So far, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then it was just, the rest of the trip was having to talk to them, over and over, call, whatever, trying to get, because, I guess I could have let it wait, but I felt like the longer you let it wait, the less it seems like,
that's something you want to take care of right away.
But I definitely moved the rest of the money out and haven't used the Venmo since then. But other than that, that's it. Any big plans for the 4th of July?
I'm going to my best friend's daughter's house. We're gonna cook out and swim in her pool and play like games out in the yard. No big deal really, but we always like to get together and do stuff like that. It's fun.
Scott works the 4th. His job is weird. They count the 4th from 11 p.m. till 11 p.m. So he works from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Yeah. From
the 3rd into the 4th. So then he'll be able to come home and rest, and then us do something for the 4th. We thought about going to do fireworks, but Connor's just not into it like he used to be.
Yeah.
So we are more than likely going. His parents are going to be camping at a state park, and we're probably going to go up there and hang out with them and cook out. And that's about it. Maybe fish.
That'll be fun.
Maybe fish. See what's going on.
And you like your in-laws, so.
I do. I'm very lucky. I have amazing in-laws.
And they seem to like you.
Sometimes. Sometimes. Maybe. I'm kind of a hard pill to swallow. Just kidding. We will be going to Panama City with them in October.
With the parents?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We've got
the in-laws?
We've got a condo that we're going to rent I like October. It's not as busy. It's not as hot.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful because it's hurricane season.
Yeah, October is a good time to go to the beach.
But it's fun, especially when you're redheaded. Because, you don't get that.
Yeah,
you have to be careful.
I did get slightly burned. It's kind of turned to a tan now.
I didn't get burnt at the pool or at Helen. But we went fishing one day, and it was cloudy. And I was like, I'm good. I need to get a little sun. And I got a lot of sun. I got burnt that day.
That stinks.
But, okay. Well, that's it for plans. Let's jump into your interview.
Okay.
So this is the Know Your Needleworker tag that went around many, many, many years ago. I say many years ago. I think I did mine in 2014. So yeah, 11 years ago. And it was started by Wednesday Daisical. She's no longer, I can't find her original video. I don't think she's making videos any longer. But I got the questions from somebody else. And if you're interested in doing the Know Your Needleworker tag, I'll list the questions below. And I've done it on my channel, but I'll probably kind of answer along with her with these, even though some of you already know this stuff about me. Anyway.
Yes.
So where do you live? You don't have to be specific if you don't want to.
I live in a small town in northeast Alabama, close to Weiss Lake, which is the crappie or crappie capital of the world.
And
and that's the type of fish.
Yes, it depends on how. The reason I giggle is because some people say crappie, and some people say carpie.
Crappie.
Crappie?
Crappie.
And then there are
CRAPPIE. So.
But then there are carp
There are carp, yes.
And we were fishing one time, and I thought we were I kept telling this gentleman that we were fishing for carp, and he kept looking at my rod, like, what? Okay. And then I realized that crappie are kind of like this big.
Yeah.
Carp, huge. My Walmart fishing pole would not have reeled in a carp. And that's why he kept looking at my pole, and I would say that, like, what? I was like, why does he keep looking at my fishing pole? It's just a basic pole. Yeah, so that's why he was thinking that thing's going to come apart and you're going to lose your rod. I live in Northwest Georgia, kind of in the middle of Chattanooga and Atlanta.
Yeah. We're basically 30 minutes apart, pretty much.
Oddly enough, yeah.
Because it's just right on the line.
Yeah.
I cross the border every day. Because I work here.
And live there.
Yeah.
Which throws me off. And the time changes on that border.
This is Eastern time. I'm Central time.
What do you do for a living?
I am a nurse.
Do you want to go into what kind of nurse?
Oh, well, I work in a pre-op area. I get people ready for surgery. Most of our surgeries are outpatient surgeries, but we do have inpatient surgeries as well, like people that are already in the hospital and have to have surgery. So basically, I make sure that consents are signed. Well, first of all, make sure people know why they're there, because unbelievably, some people don't know what they're having done. But anyways, make sure the consents are filled out properly and signed. Make sure the H&Ps are done. And that's that's a source of contention. But anyways, I won't go into that. And also start IVs. We do nerve blocks on people that are having like orthopedic surgeries and stuff. So anyways, it's a lot.
The H&P is something that haunts us on the inpatient side as well.
And that's a history and physical. I guess I should say that.
Yeah.
Just tells about the patient's medical history and, their physical signs and symptoms of whatever's going on with them. So
I'm a nurse as well. I work in an inpatient rehab unit. It is physical therapy, not drug rehab. Oddly enough, when I did this Needleworker tag, that's where I worked as well, but for a while I did float pool. But I'm back now to where I work inpatient rehab. I'm on day shift now. I used to be night shift. I've come to the land of the day walkers. I feel better, but I really, really miss my night shift crew. And it's weird because when I'm off work, I still kind of tend to be a night owl. Like, I'm just naturally a night owl.
Yeah.
But I do feel better, like, being on day shift and just going to bed later than, making myself stay awake.
Many years ago, I did night shift for about 5 years. And, I mean, I liked it, but, yeah, I felt human again once I started back on day shift.
Okay, I'm going to add a caveat to this. Okay. Would you do anything other than hang on. I'm actually going to have to pause the video because it's going to turn off.
Oh, no.
So let's pause this here.
Okay, we'll be back into it too.
What's that from?
It's from the Love Connection or something.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe the dating. What? No, it was Love Connection.
Is that the time it was on or something?
I don't know. When they would go to commercial breaks, Chuck Woolery would always say, "We'll be back into it too."
Huh? Didn't know that.
He always did that.
And we're back.
Yes.
So we figured out. We Googled. It is Chuck
Woolery.
In Love Connection, and it was because the commercial breaks were 2 minutes and 2 seconds long.
Yes.
So we'll be back in 2 and 2.
Yeah.
So, back to the caveat, the bonus question: if you could do anything else other than be a nurse, what would you do?
Well, before I went into nursing, I wanted to be a physical therapist, but at the time. There were the only program was at UAB, which is a really big college in Birmingham. And there was, I didn't stand a chance of getting into it. I'll just say that. I went to a very small school. And at the time, out of like 300 applicants every year, they only accepted 30. And a girl that graduated ahead of me that I knew was way smarter than I was, she wasn't able to get in it. So I thought, yeah, I don't have a shot at this. So I did nursing instead. But now back when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a radio DJ.
I want to be a radio DJ too.
Oh, cool.
I'm glad it now because that's like.
Yeah, well, there's not really any money in that.
No.
Unless you become famous with it. So, anyways.
I think, I don't know, I really enjoy nursing, but I wouldn't, something like in the legal system, like the court system, I think that would be really interesting. I don't know what, I don't think I'd want to be a lawyer, because I think I would, all the research you have to do, and then like you're basically a public speaker a lot.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
But a forensic scientist person.
Oh, see, I always wanted to do forensic psychology.
That'd be cool.
But I really wanted to do that, but then when I decided I wanted to have a family, I was afraid it would make me too paranoid. Like to delve that deep into everything and then have a family and have to like separate the two
it would
worlds.
be a lot. Well, I mean, even with our jobs, we have to separate stuff.
True.
Because,
But something in the court like system, like, I don't know, like a paralegal maybe, I don't know. Like I don't want to do the opening statements, but I would love to argue the case.
Gotcha.
So like,
I can see you doing something like that. You're pretty argumentative. I'm kidding.
I debate. But then I can even debate people that I agree with. That's the funny part. Like,
Yeah.
I can argue something that I don't agree with just to see, not to pick it apart, but
But it's always good to look at things from another perspective, though.
I guess it also causes a lot of trouble sometimes.
Well, it does. But it never hurts to look at other people's opinions.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Anyways.
And okay. The next question is: do you have any children?
I have one son. Yes. And he's awesome. He's the light of my life.
How old is he?
He's
do
17.
You mind sharing?
He's 17. He's about to be a senior this year. So, yeah.
And when you're cringe.
Yes, I am very cringe
So am I.
When he found out I was coming to Megan's to film a video, he's like, oh.
That's the exact same reaction my 13, almost 14-year-old and his friend just had.
And he also told me not to mention him in this video.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Well, you're not saying his name or anything major.
Well, I said his name earlier, but that's okay. I love you, son. You'll
Oh,
never
gosh.
watch this, but anyway.
Now he's really cringing. Do you have any other hobbies?
Watching TV.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. Well, I mean, I don't have hobbies per se. I do like going to concerts. I don't really consider that a hobby obviously, but it's something that I like to do. Live music is fun. Gosh, yeah, I don't really have like a hobby, like a crafty type hobby. I'm not crafty at all. I mean, the fact that I'm doing this is pretty amazing to me.
Me either. And same in my last video. Like, this is pretty much all that I do. I was like, I'm lame. I don't have a lot of... I mean, I've tried to crochet. It didn't stick. I tried to diamond paint. It didn't stick. I tried to knit at one point.
Yeah. Well,
so, I like to watch true crime stuff, but that's not a hobby.
I do. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Is that considered a hobby?
I mean, what is the definition of a hobby?
I don't know.
Let's look it up. No, I'm interested because like maybe I do have a hobby and I just don't realize it. Crap. Sorry. Hobby definition.
I like board games.
An activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure.
Okay, so
Okay.
concerts could be considered a hobby.
Concerts, that's a hobby.
You buy baseball cards for...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's mostly basketball cards and some football cards.
My brother got us all interested in this app called Whatnot.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Where
Don't
you're
do
doing, you're doing live auctions of many different items. They've got beauty items. They've got random estate sale items, yard sale stuff. But one of the big ones are sports cards, Pokemon cards. And he has managed to convince and get almost our entire cousin family into the hobby of collecting basketball and baseball cards, even though we have no clue what we're doing.
No. And spending way too much money doing it.
Yes.
Or at least I have, anyway.
I only spent maybe total $100, maybe, on everything.
I don't know how much I've spent on everything so far. But just this past weekend, I probably spent like at least $100. Just
he has spent
random stuff.
He has spent more than anybody.
Oh yes, but in my defense, one of the things I spent money on was like a box full of electronic stuff.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot in the box, and I think I paid like $30 for that.
Oh wow.
So.
Some of it's a good deal, some of it's not. Yeah. We bought some toothbrushes, which sounds really funny, but they're brand new. And I brought used toothbrushes. Oh, what not? No, they're brand new. My son, Connor, was freaking out there. He's like, Mom, I was like, Connor, they're sealed.
Yeah.
It's fine. No difference in buying it from Amazon. But, so yeah, I do that. I board games. We went to Scott's friend's house recently and played some board games. They introduced us to some new games. They're not like your Monopoly, whatever games. They're strategy games. One of them was like a Dungeons and Dragons light. Dungeons and Dragons?
No. Yes.
D&D? Yes.
Dungeons and Dragons.
But it's called Munchkin. And like, instead of having to have somebody tell the story, the cards tell the story as you go. Connor was catching on to that game faster than I was. Oh my gosh. I couldn't understand because you were different races and classes, and then there were all these extra things you could add to your card to level you up, and then you had to fight monsters, and I don't know, but he was getting it super fast. It was fun though. And then I bought one called Code Names. It's a lot of fun.
The game from Czechoslovakia.
Apparently so. I didn't realize that. I got it from Walmart.
Oh.
But yeah, that game that you saw.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie? Oh, this is going to be hard for you.
Well, as you know, I am a major movie buff. I love movies. And I can't really say that I have like one particular favorite. Let's see. Well, okay. I will name some of my favorites. How's that? I love The Goonies. That's like my favorite movie from when I was a kid. Even if I see it on now, I will stop what I'm doing and watch it every time. Plus, I met the guy that was the star of that movie, Sean Astin. I met him one year at Dragon Con.
He's the one that sang to you, isn't he?
Yes, he's the one that sang to me. My childhood crush. But anyways, yeah, he's not really very much taller than he was back then. So I was like way taller than him. But anyways, he's still a sweetheart. But I also love like fried green tomatoes and steel magnolias. Those are some of my favorites. Also, and I love John Hughes films like The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, that sort of type of movie.
So
and I love horror films as well. So.
Yeah, I was about to say it's almost like I have favorite movies per genre.
Yeah.
Like Dirty Dancing and Pretty Woman are two movies that no matter what, when they come on, I can watch them.
Yeah.
No matter where it's at, no matter, I can watch those two movies.
Right.
One of the movies I remember from being a kid is Urban Cowboy, which is so stupid, but my mom loved it because it was John Travolta. If only she knew about John Travolta today, I don't think she'd like him as much as she did.
No, definitely not.
He was still cool before she passed.
And he's very bald now, so.
He did not age well. Did you see his Christmas commercial, though? With
yes,
that was cute. That was
awesome.
cute.
I love that commercial. Because I love those particular movies that he was in where he was dancing. That was awesome. Yeah.
Well, and then, like, Face Off was a good movie.
Yes, I love Face Off.
It was a pretty good movie, too.
Sorry.
And, but So those are like two really good movies. But then like you get into Disney and like, oh my goodness. Like even though I know it's not Disney, but Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorites. I don't know. It depends on the mood.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of oh gosh, why can I not think of it? Like when they're fighting and like
action films.
Sometimes I like action, but I don't like the really gory action when they're just like constantly fighting, like blood and guts and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't enjoy that.
So you're not into kung fu movies, I guess.
No. No. Oh, my battery's about to die.
Oh no.
We're going to have to stop. I have another battery though. I purchased more batteries.
Sweet.
So back in 2 and 2. Okay. And we're back for the third section. Scott hasn't spoken up. We had to let Vader out because he wanted his dad. But yeah, so like my movie depends on, like we said, I've got several, but when I think of my favorite movie, it's probably either Dirty Dancing or Pretty Woman. And then, of course, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, yeah, those are great. Edward Scissorhands, that's another great one.
Oh, that is fun. Yeah. Favorite TV show?
Oh, gosh.
I have a favorite TV show.
These are hard questions.
I don't have a
Favorite TV show. Okay. Probably The Office and Seinfeld. You don't like The Office?
Friends is my favorite TV show.
Well, that's I was going to suggest that. But, yeah. And Seinfeld is a close second for TV shows.
Scott loves The Office.
Yes, it's hilarious.
It's okay. I watched it. I don't think it's nearly as funny as he thought it was.
Oh, no, it's very funny.
He's probably watched it more than I've watched Friends. My stupid human trick is that, like, you know how they have the little stingers before the TV show happens?
Mm-hmm.
I can watch the little stinger before Friends and tell you
what episode.
What episode. Not like episode 1, whatever, but can tell you what happens in that episode off the little stinger.
That's funny.
Scott thinks it's ridiculous, but when I was in college, we didn't have cable. We had Friends box sets, and we just watched it on repeat.
Yeah.
What is your favorite book?
Gosh.
Pride and Prejudice or To Kill a Mockingbird?
I don't read. I do read, but I don't know. When I read To Kill a Mockingbird, I mean, it's a good book, but I don't know. I like the movie better. I hate to admit that, but I do. Anyway, favorite book?
Oh, Harry Potter series. Please tell me you've read the Harry Potter series.
Okay, I've read like the first 3 books of the Harry Potter series.
Okay.
I need to read the rest. And I actually have those at home, so I should read them.
Yes, you should.
I've tried to encourage Gage to read them, but he doesn't care. He doesn't even watch the movies, so there's that. Gosh, I don't know. Favorite book? Oh, I did really like the Lovely Bones, which is also a movie, but the book is way better than the movie.
I get a lot of recommendations from another stitcher. Reading and Stitching. Her name's Vicky. Reading and Stitching is her channel. And she'll send me, because we're both into kind of crime type books.
Mm-hmm.
And some are really, really good. And then some are like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Most of the time when she sends me, she has not sent me a recommendation of a book that I didn't like. I have tried to find books to recommend to her, and like I get one that sounds really good, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so horrible. Like, this is so obvious what's happening. Every time she sends me a book recommendation, it's like, oh my goodness, this is great. And it's always super surprising. You need to read The Silent Patient.
The Silent Patient?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's what it's called. You need to read that one.
Well, I'm currently reading a book right now that a lady from my county wrote that's about a murder that happened here locally. It's called Blood Ambush by Sheila Johnson.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, it's a good book. It's interesting because a Well, an interesting tidbit of information is like I know a lot of like the, people that she mentions in the book as far as like the cops that investigated the murder and like some of the lawyers and judges and stuff that were involved in the criminal court case. So that's kind of neat to see their names in a book. Plus, I don't even know if I should share this. One of my half sisters was in jail with the lady at the time, and so her name is mentioned in the book as well. Anyway,
proud moment.
Yeah, proud moment. So yeah, interesting book.
On to the next subject. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
That's hilarious.
Getting really personal.
No. I mean, it's fine. We've all got that one family member. For me, it's you. I was kidding.
I would not be surprised. Yeah.
I kid.
I'm that family.
So yeah, when I think of books and those are both in high school. Like, I don't know, I don't read as much. I did audiobooks for a while, because I would stitch and listen.
Yeah.
And, then I would read the book that way. But I love the Stephanie Plum books. Have you ever read those by Janet Ivanovich? No. They will not change your life. They are 100% stupid, comedy, funny.
Oh, okay. Well,
stupid comedy.
Like it, then.
I said that we're not saying that the books are stupid, but that's
exactly what she's saying.
I mean, silly comedy. Like, just slapstick, funny. Like, she is, there's like 30 books, 28, 30 books in the series, and she was a lingerie buyer. She lost her job and ends up becoming a bounty hunter for her Belle bondsman cousin. And it would be like...
Say that real fast.
Yes, Belle bondsman cousin. And it's just her endeavor in this Belle's bondsman or bounty hunterism, and she's not at all the bounty hunter type. And her sidekick is a former Lady of the Night.
Nice.
So it's hilarious, and just all the shenanigans they get into. They're great beach reads.
Oh, well, I'll have to check that out.
I've got some of them there, I think.
Oh, okay.
And they're all like 1 for the money, 2 for the dough. 3, I think, is to get ready. I think 4 is to score. 5, like they're all like they're numbered.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But you can read them as standalone. Like, you could pick up a 30th book and be fine in it. It's just better. You know more about the characters if you read it in order. Favorite kind of music?
Rock, alternative, I guess.
90s alternative.
Yeah.
Mixed with some classical and 80s.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, mostly 80s and 90s stuff is my favorite. I mean, there's a few artists out now that I like. But I don't know. I don't really listen to country all that much unless it's like 90s country or 80s country.
I don't like any country.
The old school stuff. I mean, there's a few country artists now that I like Chris Stapleton, Jamie Johnson. I like them.
Not Morgan Wallen.
No, I'm not. I mean, I've heard like, I don't know. I've only heard like one song by Morgan Wallen, and I mean, it was okay, but I don't know. It was alright. I don't even know the name of the song. But anyway, yeah.
And what one word describes you best?
Sunny. I don't know, sunny but a little dark at the same time.
Sunshine next to the little hurricane.
There we go. More than one word, but hey, still works. What word describes you?
Anxious.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
A lot. No, that's 2 words.
Well, I was going to say basic.
You're not basic.
Not in a bad way, basic. I'm simple. Like, not a simple
That's worse.
I like...
Okay.
I don't have to have... I'm not high maintenance. Like,
okay. I got you.
Hanging out by the pool with my family is just as fun as going and doing major, like, easily pleased. I don't know. Like, what's the... How...
I don't know. I ain't first class, but I ain't...
What?
What's that song?
I'm a little crazy, too.
I'm a little crazy, too.
Some girls don't like boys like me, but some girls do. God, that is ridiculous. I know those lyrics.
Yeah.
Now I can't tell you who
I don't
sings
even
it.
listen to country, and I thought of that for some reason.
But I can't tell you who sings it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No clue.
Any other questions?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, that was it.
That was it.
Okay.
But yeah, when I said basic, now you got me worried that I said it the wrong way. Like I just.
It's okay.
No,
I get what you're saying now. You're just low maintenance.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. You like the simple life.
Yes.
You'd be a simple kind of man.
Oh, it's
I don't know why I keep coming up with song
lyrics. Not
lyrics
like
here.
lyric songs. You come up with all these lyrics. You quote lyrics all the time.
Yes.
And movie quotes.
And movie quotes, yes.
Gosh, yes. Were you here at the time that Scott got that random text message? And we were answering in lyrics only or movie quotes only?
You told me about that. I don't think I was here, but you told me about it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, we answered only. He got a random text message, wrong text. And he answered in only. We answered in only lyrics and movie quotes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Which it turned out to be a little kid apparently, and the mom got upset. I mean, we just needed to get out of the way. But she's like, a simple wrong number would have sufficed. I was like, it wouldn't have been as much fun.
Well,
You know.
Yeah, I got a random text from someone supposedly named Mark the other day and said that my number was in his phone, and I was like, well, I don't know why it would be, but I thought it might have been a Mark that's married to one of my friends, and I asked if it was him, and he said no. He was apparently from Miami and a fashion designer, and he said if I'm ever in Miami, he'll buy me a drink. So I blocked him. I thought about keeping on going, but then again, I don't know, sometimes those things are like, they have ways to
Bots or
scam
whatever.
you or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's it for now. I stitched more on my Alice's torso. There we are. What did you get done?
Almost a whole flower petal. Yay!
So let's see. We will figure out. Will we do another video before we'll do another video before August, won't we?
Surely.
So on the next video, we will let you know for sure the date of the start along, and we will probably start it in a video. So as always, if our rambling didn't bore you and you enjoyed it, feel free to like and follow or subscribe.
And I have a Facebook page, Sunshine Stitch. No, I
Yeah,
can't
you
say
can't
it.
say it.
So you can,
We'll
friend
link
me or whatever on that.
to her Facebook below as well. And that's really everything.
Yep.
As always, take care and happy stitching.
Bye-bye.